Okay, y'all. So I'm on a break and I'm taking a super early break. Let me turn my stuff down. But yeah, so I'm on a break and I'm supposed to be in the new department, right? Tell me why when we came in, I'm looking at the schedule like, where are our names? Because when I left up out of here on Saturday, it said that we were in the new department. I don't see the new department anywhere on the schedule. Now, the way that they have it is because we have a normal job that we do and it's not a permanent position, we aren't on the schedule per se for the new department. But when we are on there, because I know I'm confusing y'all, let me try to simplify it. Essentially, we are on both schedules, okay? But since I already knew in advance that I'm supposed to be in the new department, I wasn't really worried about it. So I was just like, oh, okay, let me bypass their schedule, which is the new department's schedule, and go over to the normal schedule because they have our positions that we're going to play, so to speak, from day to day on each schedule, right? So I'm like, okay, don't see my name nowhere, don't see my partner name nowhere, don't see the other person who's supposed to be back there with us in the new department's name anywhere. Like, they literally did not have that spot on there at all. This is the first time since that department has become operational that wasn't even up there. And I'm looking like, what y'all got going on? And we didn't see our name nowhere on the schedule. I'm scouring the schedule like, okay, where are we? So my partner Bob, he walked past me. He was like, hey, what's going on with you? I was like, nothing. What's going on with you? He was like, nothing. So he go over to the schedule too, and I just came from there. Mind you, I'm at the new department's schedule at this point because I'm like, let me backtrack because y'all done went off where my name at. Like, I need my normal days. Yes, hallelujah for me being at the bottom of the rotation schedule now, but where my normal days at? Like, why are we not on the schedule? And it didn't have anything on there like they scheduled us off or anything like that. So I'm like, okay, what is this about? So my partner is looking crazy like I was just looking crazy before he got in the door. And I told him that they had us in the most hated department doing something that ain't got nothing to do with us. And he was like, what? Huh? I was like, exactly. And I straight up told him I'm not doing it. Like, like, I'm doing the bare minimum. I'm doing only what I know how to do as far as what they're telling us that we got to do. I'm like, I'm not doing, like, the stuff they be wanting you to do. It's like, y'all really tried it. Like, y'all ain't paying nobody enough to do all this. Y'all really are trying people. But anyway, so this is the thing. Since it's a situation where I only know how to do something in particular as it pertains to that task, I'm waiting. Now, there is this heifer that's over there, this old heifer. She need to be retired. They need to retire her like they had to retire this other woman who ultimately ended up like dying 2 years after she retired. They need to retire this heifer. Like, she be doing the most. And she over here talking about, no, I don't want to do it like this. Like, she trying to run the show. And I'm just like, ma'am, don't nobody have time for this. Other people coming over there trying to understand what the holdup is. We looking like it's her. So I'm just like, I'm going to stand here and look crazy. You're not going to work the mule out of me, and you're not going to run me. I mean, as of today, the position that you took on, I'm above you. The truth is just the truth. So I'm just like, ma'am, I don't know who you thought you was talking to, but you ain't talking to me. So, you know what I'm saying? Other people are passing along what she has said, and I'm just like, well, they be like, well, maybe you can convince her. I'm like, baby, I'm not finna do nothing. I'm not doing nothing. I'm gonna stand here and look crazy. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stand here and look crazy and get paid to look crazy until y'all move something. Y'all get to moving and shaking, and then I will move. That's it. I'm not doing that. So I stood there for a few minutes, y'all. When I tell y'all, it was so cold over there. I don't know what's going on, but it's freezing, right? I'm just like, nah, bro, I ain't got time for this. My nose running like crazy. Every time I go over there, for one reason or another, as of late, like, my nose started running, and I don't like that. And so I went to the bathroom to go and blow my nose and to just use the bathroom and all of that, right? So I'm like, child, ain't nobody got time for this. Like, I don't like that. And so, like, I don't want nobody to think I'm sick because I'm not. I'm just the type of person that if it's air blowing and doing the most and all of that. Like, my nose right now is still having some residual running going on because of that. Y'all excuse me, I'm not trying to be nasty, but I just don't want nothing to drip down possibly on my shirt, because that's what was going on. It was just so cold. I'm just like, why is it so cold over here? Jesus, don't nobody have time for this. So this heifer doing the most, and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna try to convince her or nothing, because people were like, well, maybe she'll listen to you. No, I'm not even finna try to convince this heifer. She can take her time. I'm not finna be standing over 4, 5, 6 people doing one task when it only takes 2 people, really, if you're gonna have more than one person at that particular spot doing what they want you to do. Y'all, I really can't. I really can't, and I'm sick and tired. Okay, so anyway, so when I'm coming back from the bathroom, because I'm over here like, oh, well, let me, blow my nose and do all of this, right? One of the supervisors that's in the new department run into me. They live for me, right? So he was like, hey, how you doing? And I was like, I'm fine. What's going on over there? So he was like, man, they over here BSing around. They talking about we supposed to get this, that, and the other. Tell me why. He already was fed up. Tell me why the person that I think I just told y'all about, because I finally remembered to tell y'all, there's this person that works back there. And like he said that, I do a great job, and what I'm saying, when I'm back there or whatever, right? So I just literally just came out to my car just now to go on break before I impromptu had a moment to be like, let me do this video real quick. And I see him walking by, and I'm like, I don't know if he know if this is my car or not, but let me, I'm gonna let my window down. It's freezing outside, by the way, y'all. So I'm like, he saw it was me. So as soon as I said to myself, dang, he might not know it's me, he started waving something terrible. I said, okay. So I pulled in front of him because I'm finna back into this spot that I'm currently in. Because I'm like, no, look, when I get here, I do some things. I do certain things when I get here because I get here late. Okay. And so I try to correct it in my own way after I've gotten here, if it's a way to do it. If not, it's just gonna be what it is. That's the only way. I know it's confusing yet again. I'm just saying. I know it's confusing. But anyway, so I'm changing parking spots is basically what I'm saying. So I let my window down. I'm like, hey, how you doing? He was like, I'm good. How you doing? Living the dream. So then I'm talking to him. I ain't never heard this man cuss before. He cussing up a storm, talking about they getting a runaround. Like, I'm like, what in the world? And so, like, everybody is tired. And I was just like, well, what happened? What's going on? He was like, man, I don't know. We were supposed to be running yesterday. We were supposed to be running the day before yesterday. They ain't ran. They have not been operational since I left out of here on Saturday. I was like, what you talking by? Y'all, when I tell y'all, this is considered to be like a priority type of area. This particular department is supposed to be high priority. So I'm like, how y'all not running? And they keep on lying to my certain things supposed to be coming and all of that, and ain't nobody brought nothing. And I'm like, what? This is a priority. What is we talking about? So now they talking about between 1 a.m. and 5 a.m. we might be, certain things might be here. And they making a point to say might. And I'm like, what y'all got going on, baby? I ain't got time. I just be like, what is y'all doing? Anyway, y'all, look, I know y'all like, girl, what in the world you got going when? Listen. I'm just like, baby, I ain't got time for this foolishness. So, I'm doing pretty much nothing. What I'm going to do is I went on ahead and went on my first break early, because there are 2 guys who know what to do. But I already didn't explain, I'm not doing nothing but what I know how to do. So if you lay the foundation, so to speak, I'll do the rest. But I still need a refresher with that, because I ain't done it in so long. Like, they be trying to throw us in these random situations, and I just be like, why do y'all do this? Like, y'all had other stuff y'all could have had us doing until y'all wanted us to go over there to that department 2 hours before it's time for us to get our work. So, yeah. Anyway, came back to some foolishness. And this is the reason why I'm saying I came back to some foolishness. Outside of that, the side heifer is the breaker for like the people who were upstairs. Tell me why. While I was gone, the young guy I told y'all about, who to me, I would guess he was 18 and a half. I mean, he grown. I'm just joking. He do look really young. So he done came back to work. And so I ran into him when I came back from going to the bathroom to blow my nose earlier. And so he was like, how are you doing? And just smiling. Y'all, when I tell y'all, this man makes every effort to, like, when he talks to me, he has to, like, kind of like touch my shoulder, reach out and touch my shoulder. Like, he'll like do a light little tap. I just be like, sir, what is going on here? But anyway, I be peeping it. I'm like, oh, okay then, what's going on? So anyway, y'all, he talking to me. And so then he gone by his business for a minute because he's, trying to be focused on what he's supposed to be focused on, right? Tell me why the man that I'm friends with on the PlayStation Network, he gonna roll up on me. He was like, where you been? I'm just like, why he act like he be happy to see me every time he see me lately? And my friend who got the 2 kids, he was like, I'm trying to tell you, he want a piece. I was like, no, I don't care nothing about that. This man get on my nerve. I don't know what it is about this man. He irks my soul. And then it's like, he don't never speak, but he always want to look up in my face. I know he be looking at my cheeks. It's like, sir, you can at least speak if you're going to look up in my face. Oh, okay, I was about to read. If you're going to look up in my face. But anyway, like, he really get on my nerves. I just be like, sir. And then, look, there's this, I don't even want to say app. There's this site that I'm on where I just, every other blue moon, I'll have, like, people that I'll talk to on there about random things in life. Ain't nothing serious or whatever. It's just to pass the time. This man done went on there, and I'm saying to myself, why he look so familiar? It's because he was in the, like, ugly phase, if you will. I think that's what they call it, or they call it something else. Ugly phase of his locks or whatever. Like, he was in that really, like, it's an awkward phase, I guess, that some of the people who, when they start their locks, like, for real and not like they literally start from, like, a really, really, really short length. His were like that in between before he really started getting some decent hang time. I was like, why does man look familiar? He on here, he ain't never reach out to say hey or nothing, but he done went on my little profile. He liking pictures, and he said, oh, you're gorgeous and all this other stuff. I was like, why he look familiar? And I had to realize it was him. I was like, oh my gosh. I had to ask somebody what was his name. He uses his real name on there and everything. I was like, what in the world? But I just ignore him. But it's funny because he'll be in the middle of talking to somebody, right? And then the person he's in the middle of talking to will say something to me. And so, he'll stop the person will stop the conversation that he's having with him to say something to me. And then he gets really engaged in that. I'm like, but you can't say good morning. Why are you trying to be in the middle of our conversation? I didn't tell this man to stop talking to you. He be taking it upon himself. And then like the most recent thing that happened was I'm minding my business. And so old boy said something to me. No, he was looking at me. This was the thing. He was looking at me like he had a problem. And like he was doing it on purpose. And I was like, why are you looking at me like that? I got up on him. He's still looking at me like that. The man realized he's looking at me crazy. I said, looking at people like that where I'm from get you shot. So he died, and I'm like, I'm just saying, I asked him, I said, why are you even looking at me like this? He was like, I don't know, it's something different about you. And it was because I had my hair like this, child. So anytime I do my hair, anytime I do anything to my hair, especially like if it's just my real hair, and I like do not finger coils, I do coils. Well, yeah, finger coils. He get his life. Like, I don't know what it is. And it's not the other guy who's like infatuated with natural hair. This is somebody else who does the same job that I do. He works in the same department that the side heifer work in, child. So anyway, I don't know what he was on that day, but I saw him from a long distance away. I was like, why he look like he looking at me? Ain't nobody else over here. And I'm walking towards him. He's supposed to be coming back from break. I'm going to break. And I'm like, what in the world is he looking up in my face like this for? So when I got up on him, I'm like, y'all be trying to act like y'all don't understand. Like, I'm a G, for real. I'm a gangster. Don't be looking at me like that. That'll get you shot where I'm from. That'll get you stomped out with the quick. You're supposed to avoid eye contact, okay? Look, I grew up in a time where the gang activity was ridiculous, and you had to avoid eye contact, okay? I've never been in a gang. You know what I'm saying? Not a real gang. I have been in a little fake gang, if you will. It wasn't even a gang. It was like, when I say gang, it's like a little clique. And I think I told y'all this before. They called me Old Milwaukee. I don't know what that was about. I don't know what that was about. They called me Old Milwaukee. So it was this one girl. Her name was T Baby. And like that's always been her name, like, since birth. And even as an adult right now, I think people still call this woman T Baby. She was a little bit older than me. And like everybody else, the rest of us, we were all the same age. Now keep in mind, this is elementary school now. Elementary school. Old Milwaukee is alcoholic beverage, child. What is that about? I didn't know what that was about. Now, the only reason why I even knew as a child that was an alcoholic beverage was because the uncle who was sexually molesting me and was about to take it another step further before I went and told on him, he used to drink that. And so I could read, you know what I'm saying? So I knew what that was. Like, I had to learn how to spell it and all of that. Because I was, like I said, elementary. I was like in the 4th grade or the 5th grade. 3rd, 4th, or 5th grade. Yeah, and that was my little nickname. It's like, why is that my nickname, baby? I don't understand what is going on here. But but yeah, anyway, that's the closest I've been to it been in a gang. Now, we used to do what the equivalent of like twerking and stuff, and hanging out. We used to do booty popping. I don't know why. I cannot think. I don't understand for the life of me why there are no videos of booty popping online. There was a specific dance that we used to do when I was in elementary school that it was kind of like you had to go in the bathroom, hope no teachers were around. Booty bounce. I'm sorry. That's what it was called. The booty bounce. I thought that there was a video somewhere of it. There are no videos of this dance. It consisted of you spreading your legs a good little distance apart, shaking, like literally popping your booty. And the booty bounce was literally you bouncing your booty, you shaking, and then whatever rhythm that you want to do it to, you popping your booty and letting it bounce on the ground, come back up. Like, you had good knees. I had good knees back then. Like, really, really amazing knees. I had them good bionic knees back then. That was in them good old tomboy days. I'm just saying. I don't understand. Now, one day when I lose a good amount of weight and I am confident in my knees again, like I was a couple of years ago, because I had been doing my alkaline stuff. And then one day I was at work and I just squatted. I decided to squat to do whatever it was I was doing out of nowhere. I was like, wait a minute, baby. I don't feel nothing. And I was able to pop back up like it was nothing. The following day, I didn't have no residual pain lingering. I was like, oh, this alkaline lifestyle is everything. That's how I know it really worked. Like, I'm trying to get y'all to understand, but I'm getting back right. I promise y'all. I know y'all probably like, girl, you've been saying this for months. Like, I've been going through and I've been trying to like really bring myself up out of this. I'm an emotional eater, so I really don't know why it's been so rough this time, but I'm gonna get a handle on it because this is ridiculous. But yeah, y'all. I done cleaned out my refrigerator halfway, so that I can replenish it with the other stuff that I normally get starting before my work week ends. I'm gonna go to the store, load up on some more stuff that could be refrigerated because I had my refrigerator loaded down with some stuff and I had let it go on bad. Like, I'm gonna give y'all the whole background on that once I start all the way up, and I'm gonna share what I'm using. Y'all, my voice trying to go because this weather is just, of course, this is the time of year my voice will want to go. It'd be doing the most. It really be doing the most. And in this moment, I feel like my I know that it's a situation where it's like, come on now, this weather is ridiculous because it's cold. We supposed to have like a ridiculously cold front type situation coming through where it's doing too much, right? And I'm just like, okay. Y'all, I got to keep bucking my eyes so y'all can see me, not just my teeth. My teeth be trying to look like something sometimes. And I'm like, I wish it would show that they actually ain't that bad. Because sometimes when you get regular light, they be looking rough. I'm like, my teeth do not look like this in real life. The color. Like, they toe down, but the color. You got to calm down. My teeth are not that color. Anyway, y'all. But yeah, the side heifer, she is doing the least. Oh, so what I was telling y'all was, so the new dude, I'm talking to him, and the guy who I'm friends with on the PlayStation Network was like, hey, tell me why he finally had a dose of her. I was like, what? So I'm trying to make sure he ain't talking about the supervisor versus the heifer, because they have the same name. And so I walked up to him. I was like, what you had going on? I heard you got into it with somebody. I heard something went down. What happened? And so he was like, oh, you talking about... And so he was trying to recall her name. And so I said her name. He was like, yeah, that's her. So what happened was, he's trying to be nice about the situation, but this is what happened. To make a long story short, this heifer sat up here and has been the breaker for like the last week or so or whatever, right? So she's supposed to go between her home department, which is his home department now as well, and the most hated department. So she told them, hey, I'll be back over here at the time that you go to break, which is her normal break time. And and start breaking y'all out. The other guy, he for some reason started going on break at the time that I go on break. And it's just like, why are you going to break at the same time I go on break? But go off though. I don't know. Everybody just started taking late breaks. At first, it literally was just me and my partner that take late breaks. Now everybody want to take breaks at the same time I take breaks. It's like, if you don't get out of here, like I came in the door off rip. Once I realized that my partner was going to be my partner, I asked him, like, what you want to do? Because I know you do late breaks. And where I come from, I love a late break. And I'm used to doing late breaks myself. And, you know, I will be respectful of the fact that you have been, you know, the type of person. You've been here longer than me. So if you want to go on ahead and continue to do what you've been doing, that's fine. Huh? Scooting on the floor. Oh, got my cowboy, had a neck full of gold. Okay. Oh, man. Okay. I wonder if I'm going to have to edit that out, because I ain't know what he was talking about. Oh, he had his radio with him. But yeah, y'all. Okay. All right. Hopefully I'll be able to go over there within the next 2 hours, because I don't want to have no parts of these people back there. They're getting on my nerves, child. Anyway, they're really getting on my nerves. Because I was like, I see somebody at the corner of my eye, what's going on? But anyway, that's his dose that he had her. Because she'll sit up there and she was like, oh, well, I'm going to come back and start breaking y'all out. The heifer never came back until 30 minutes before it was time for them to go home. So they had to quickly figure out, oh, well, this heifer ain't coming. Let me go on break. And see, that's the thing. I tell people all the time, whenever I work in one of the two departments where I know that I'm going to have a breaker that's supposed to break me out, to expect them not to break me out. Anything can happen. They be having you do the most hated task and all this other foolishness. And I'm just like, oh, ain't nobody got time. Like, y'all be doing the least. But yeah, he just said the stuff came. I can't believe it. Who is that? Oh, okay. This is the woman. She still ain't said nothing to me about it. I should roll up on her and be like, I heard a rumor. She still ain't told me that she going to another shift. But right now they got her on the schedule like she gonna be over here for a while. Maybe it's gonna take them a while to transfer her to the next shift. I don't know. But she coming on break now. So anyway, yeah. Yeah, she's sitting up here doing what she doing. So she gonna try to tell him, well, I ain't know they were gonna have all them issues that they had over there, whatever. And I was like, now, that's the thing about being a breaker. I hate being a breaker, but I'm the type of person where I would rather choose a department that I'm going to mainly come to. But worst case scenario is I will come and break one of y'all out, because y'all don't understand. The way they do breaking and stuff over here, they think you're supposed to be able to break out 6 people and yourself and still be able to get all of your breaks in, have all of your break time to yourself, and for them to get all of their break time. Even if you go and do what you're supposed to do break wise, as far as the timing. If everybody go to break at the time they're supposed to go or whatever, it does not equal up. And I just be like, I hate being a breaker. That's why I like being in my department, because we break each other out. And depending on the day, sometimes we'll take longer breaks because ain't nothing going on, or it's not that deep or whatever. But that's like every other blue moon. But most of the time we do what we supposed to do, especially if it's me and my partner. Yeah, y'all. I let that window down. Now it's making my nose want to run again. It's so cold. Ooh, y'all. I think I might need to come downstairs on my last break and peek out the door and turn my car on. So I'm going to keep this on. I'm going to turn this all the way up and have my defrost on and cut my car off so it'll be in the same position when I cut the car back on. I'm going to have to put a reminder in my phone to do that, because it's getting to that point where it be so cold. Like when I tell y'all last year, that's what saved me from having to stay at work 30, 45 minutes after the fact, trying to get all that ice and crap off my car. So what I would do is I would come to one of the windows that are like right outside. Like if usually my car is like right outside of the building, like right outside of a window or right outside the front door within range. Like it's pretty long range, considering a lot of people, they got to come almost to the car if they have a push to start type vehicle or whatever you want to call it. I can turn my car on. I can't do push to start. I don't know what they call it. Anyway, so I got to hit some buttons in order to get it to cut on. And I had forgotten how to do it. So yesterday when I went out, I said, I'm about to run an errand that I ain't need to run yesterday. That's all I'm going to say. Y'all can figure out the rest. I was like, let me see if this is the way I'm supposed to turn it on. And then I did it. And I was like, okay. So I turned my car on. So now I'm going to have to get back in practice of doing that, because it's cold for no reason. It's ridiculously cold and ain't nobody got time for it. My throat. This weather is like trying to mess me up. And that's the thing. I'm not sick. I'm not finna go through this. I'm not finna do it. What time is it? Yep. It's time for me to go back from my little break, child. Kind of trying to take my time, because the side heifer should be coming outside to go and get some stuff for the married man like a dummy. That's what she do. She go to the store and go wherever to go get him food with her money, instead of saving her money for her actual child. But dumb, just be dumb though. I don't understand. Go off though. I know she gonna have something slick to say. I know she didn't already have something slick to say to her cousin, because I have basically not been coming and doing certain things. I'm not coming to do it. I'm not doing it. Yeah, if y'all knew what it is that they expect some of us to do, I'm not doing it. I'm not. I will do everything else, but I'm not doing that. Yeah. And that guy just came and told me that the stuff has arrived. So between now and 5, we should be good anyway. Yeah. I don't want to hit. As soon as I can, I'm getting away from over there. And I don't really care what they got going on. But yeah, I'm going to go mess with old boy again. Oh, wait a minute. He just went to break. You know what? Depending on where he at, I'm going to meet him where he at and roll up. Because it'd be funny. His reaction to me is so hilarious. I'm like, oh, is that her? Because she normally make a point. Is that dusty heifer? Yep. She kills me, y'all. She got this little bitty thin black hoodie, right? She carries it around with her all year round. When I tell you, when it's 100-something degrees outside, she carries it with her. It's not cold in the building. I'm just like, why would you do that? Now, you would think that if you grew up like me, maybe it's because of somebody who has this body odor issue, and so they walk around with something like that on all the time. Not a Unabomber type situation, but those are the people that I used to run into all the time back in the day that would have a coat all year round. But this is the same dusty coat that I've seen her with for the last 2 years. And it's like, girl, when it's 0 degrees outside, this is the coat this heifer wears. Girl, it's too cold right now for her to even have that coat that she got on right now. I got my little blue coat on. Y'all, I'm trying not to wear my other little cute coats to work because I keep getting complimented, outside of work with these little cute coats that I have. People don't be understanding the discounts I be getting. But anyway, y'all, thank y'all for listening. I know I bored y'all long enough. I will see y'all later on. Bye.